Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you all about curly haircuts. Now, I have been wanting to film this video for a very long time and I'm also very overdue a haircut. Now I'm going to split this video into a few different sections as I do with my other videos. So firstly I'm going to answer some questions about my haircut, so the kind of cut I get, what I ask for, how often I get it cut, and then I'm going to talk you through my haircut as it is now, what it requires and what I'm going to ask for on this haircut. I'm also going to include a Q&A, so I put a question box on my Instagram stories asking you if you had any questions about curly cuts, so I'm going to go through some of those, but also some of them will be answered within this video. And then finally I'm going to show you the after of my cut. So it's going to be a pretty comprehensive video, so let's go ahead. For the last 2 years, I have been getting curl by curl cuts by Jolie at Curl Talk in London. This cut is tailored for my hair specifically, so she will cut the hair dry, curl by curl, and it's tailored for my curl pattern, my curl type, how my curls spring up. So the whole idea behind dry curly cuts is that we wear our hair when it is dry. We don't wear it when it's wet, and when our hair is wet, the curls stretch out and we can't see how curly they actually are. We can't see our actual curl pattern when our hair is wet and stretched out. So getting it cut dry, you can see where the hair sits, how it falls naturally, and your hairdresser will be able to get a better idea of different curl patterns across your head, how your hair springs up, etc, etc. For some curl types, cutting the hair on wet hair works really well. To be honest, for me, it probably wouldn't be too bad if I had my hair cut on wet hair because my curls don't spring up too much. But for other people with really tight curl patterns, or for people whose hair springs up at different lengths, getting the hair cut on dry hair really gives the hairdresser an idea of how your hair looks as a whole, how it looks, how it sits when it is dry. So I usually get my hair cut every 6 months. Before I wore my hair curly and before it was healthy, I was recommended to get it cut every 4 to 6 weeks by my hairdresser, but that is a load of rubbish, really. If you have long hair or if you're growing your hair, you really don't need to get it cut that often. If you've got a pixie cut, then obviously that's totally different. You'll need to get it cut because it's a cut that you need to maintain more often. But if you've just got long curly hair, mid-length to long curly hair, every 4 to 6 months is absolutely fine in my opinion, and I think most curly hairstylists will say the same. So every 6 months for me really helps me to just maintain my shape, keep the length, and yeah, get my layers cut back in. But if you have shorter hair or your hair is more damaged and you need to get the damage cut off, maybe you're getting it cut off gradually, then you will obviously have to have your hair cut more often. So usually when I get my hair cut, I ask to keep the length, which has now grown very long, and I ask for shorter layers to give me a bit of volume, because when your hair is long, if it's all one length, it will just be a bit flat really. And I also ask for face framing pieces. I always get my hair cut in a centre parting because sometimes I like to wear my hair in a centre parting. I know I don't really do it that often, but for example, when I wear my hair with the face framing pieces out and I have my hair up, I like to have my hair in a centre parting. So it's just much easier for me if I have my hair cut in a centre parting, so it doesn't look weird if I do ever want to wear it in a centre parting. And usually then what will happen is after my hair's been cut in a centre parting, it's all been dried, my hairdresser will go back in and cut any bits this side that, because this is how I normally wear it, that need a little bit more off just to give me a little bit more bounce. So that is pretty much what I asked for, to keep the length, lots of layers for volume, and face framing pieces. Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong with going to a regular hairstylist. Curly hair specialists are more expensive than regular hairstylists, but you've got to remember that that is just because they have so much more training than regular hairstylists. So when I used to get my hair cut at a regular hair salon, for ages and ages I would get my hair blown out in like a bouncy blow dry, because I don't know, I wanted to feel glamorous when I came out of the hairdressers. I wanted to feel like I'd actually had my hair done rather than just going out of it curly. But after I started embracing my curls a little bit more, I actually asked them to diffuse my hair, and I did actually have some good haircuts. So they would cut it dry and I would ask for long layers layers across my hair. And I think that's probably the best thing to ask for if you're getting a wet cut, because then you know your hair's not going to bounce up too much. You'll be safe. but you definitely need some kind of layer, because if you have curly hair and it's all one length, you risk getting the sort of triangle look where it just kind of all is flat on top and then it kind of goes out like that. So yeah, layers are necessary. And then they would diffuse my hair. I didn't worry too much about the products that they put in because I knew that I could just wash them out. So if you're following the curly girl method and you're worried that they're going to use silicones on your hair or waxes on your hair, you can take your own products, but I personally never worried about this. I just thought, let them do what they feel comfortable doing, because cutting curly hair is probably out of their comfort zone anyway, so I just kind of let them get on with it, do what they wanted, and then I would just wash my hair with like a sulfate shampoo when I got back and start again. So it's not gonna hurt you. So after they'd styled and diffused it in the salon, they would then go in and just cut any bits that I wanted a little bit shorter. So I would look at it in the mirror and I'd be like, oh, can we have this bit a little bit shorter or something like that. Communicating with your hairstylist is the most important thing. A really good idea is to take some inspiration pictures into the salon with you, whether you are going to a regular salon or a curl specialist. It's really good to have an idea of exactly what you want and really communicate this with your stylist before your cut. Most hairdressers will give you a little consultation before your cut, and this is your chance to tell them exactly what you want. I think a lot of people aren't very vocal with their hairstylist, and then they come out and they don't have the cut that they want and they feel like they can't say anything. So it's really important to just communicate with your stylist exactly what you want. Show them pictures, show them lots of pictures, but make sure they're realistic pictures. So if you've got loose curls, don't take a picture of someone with really tight, coily curls in, because they're just not going to be able to do the same cut on you. So to recap, if you're going to a regular hair salon, I would personally recommend taking in lots of inspiration pictures. Don't worry about the products that they use on your hair. Ask for long layers so you know they're not going to bounce up too much. Okay, so now I'm going to answer some of your Q&A questions that you put in my little question box on Instagram. So one of the questions that came up quite a lot actually is regarding layers, and that you are scared to have layers, or you're not sure about getting layers, you're not sure what layers will do for your hair, will it give your hair volume, will you hate them? Like, a lot of you are nervous to get layers cut in your hair, and I do get that, I understand that. The first time I got layers cut in my hair, I think I was about 12 years old, and it was my brother's girlfriend cutting my hair, and she was a hairstylist, and she said layers would really help lift my hair. I didn't have curly hair at this point, my hair was straight, it hadn't gone through the change. I was really scared to get layers. I was really scared because I just thought it would completely change my hair. So in the end, she just did really long layers, and it really didn't make much difference at all to my hair because I really just didn't want layers. I was scared. But now I have so many layers in my hair, and it really is just the best thing for curly hair. If you are worried about getting layers, just ease yourself in, just get longer layers cut first. You don't have to have layers all the way up here. So just getting some layers, whether they're long or mid-length, they're just gonna really help give you better shape and a bit more lift and bounce in your hair. Okay, another question. Can you add layers without having a super thin bottom? Now, I hope you're not referring to my hair as being super thin at the bottom. No, I'm joking, it has got pretty thin, to be fair. I personally wouldn't say my hair is super thin at the bottom, but it is graduated. So obviously, if you've got layers on the top part of your hair, this part is not going all the way down to the bottom. So there's going to be less hair at the bottom of your hair. Okay, another question that I've been asked quite a lot. How do you find a curly hairdresser? Everyone I've had, they don't do what I've asked. So I think the answer to this question needs to be split into two parts. So the first part, how to find a stylist. Literally, if you just type into Google curly hair specialist or curly hair stylist and where you live, then that will return a lot of results. But also, I've written a blog post about curly hairstylists in the UK, so that might be of help. If you are in another country, then I would recommend Googling it, just Googling curly hairstylist and where you live. And the second part of this question is about the stylist not doing what you ask for, and this really comes down to communication. So you really need to stress exactly what you want, and you need to be very clear about it. Like, I have found this throughout my life talking to hairdressers, if you don't know what you want and you don't tell them what you want, then you're not going to get what you want. If you have a specific idea in mind, take as many inspiration pictures as you can and really try to explain exactly what you want. It really helps, like having a visual picture as well that the hairdresser can see, so they know exactly what you're talking about. We're not hairdressers, we don't know the lingo, we don't know how they would describe the cut, so it's really best to just show them a visual representation. If throughout your cut they're doing something that you don't like, just tell them. I know I get it's so hard to speak up, but I think the more I have communicated with my hairdresser, the more I end up getting a cut that I'm really happy with. And I just think that it's just so important just to tell them what you want, and don't be afraid to speak up. Slight change of camera angle, but I really wanted to be able to fit the full length of my hair in, so I've zoomed you out and slightly moved the camera. I'm just going to talk you through the before and sort of how my hair has changed over the last 10-11 months that I've not had my hair cut because of COVID, and just kind of like what I'm going to ask for tomorrow at my cut. So this is my full hair now. As you can see, it is a little bit flat at the top because my layers have grown out. The bulk is kind of here where my layers have grown to. They used to be up here a bit more, so there was a bit more shape to it, but yeah, they've kind of grown out, so I've not got much volume up top. This side is looking particularly flat because these layers need a good chop. My ends have gone a bit scraggly because the longest part has grown like all the way down to my butt. So yeah, my hair has got very long, and to be honest with you, it's getting in my way a bit. I'm only 4'11", so I'm very small, so I feel like because my hair is so long, it's kind of drowning me. It's just a bit much. It's kind of just always there. So I'm thinking of getting a fair amount cut off tomorrow. Nothing too drastic. It will still be long hair, it just won't be as long. As you can see at the back of my hair, it has grown very long. It's gone into a very deep V where the longest part has grown, so that will probably be chopped off a bit. And yeah, I'll just get all my layers cut back in, which will give me a bit more definition up top and a bit more volume up top as well, a bit more bounce. Now, as I said, I'm probably gonna get a fair amount cut off. I'm probably gonna get it cut up to about here, about boob length. It's currently hip length, so it's a good 7 inches, 6-7 inches that I'm gonna get cut off, but I really think that that will give me a lot more volume. It will be much more manageable. I won't have to use as much product. It won't take me as long to dry my hair. All of those things. I just feel like wash day is a lot of effort at the moment. So I just think, even though I love my long hair, I've had my long hair for about, I don't know, 2 years maybe. It's just getting longer and longer. Yeah, I'm just ready for a change. It won't be a big change, but it will be a little change. So hopefully everything goes well tomorrow and I will be happy when I come back. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to showing you the results. I did it. This is my new cut, guys. I went and did it. I'm a new woman. I'm really liking it. At first, it felt so short. Well, not so short, but because I was used to having it so much longer, it did feel like a big change, but I'm totally used to it now. I love how easy it is to detangle. I'm really excited to figure out like how much less product I'm gonna need to use on a wash day. I think wash day is gonna be a lot easier, but obviously there's also gonna be other things that are gonna change, like my overnight routine, for example. I can't wear it in the same pineapple as before, so I'm gonna have to figure out how that works. So yeah, I'm back on the journey of learning how to look after my curls, and I'm obviously going to bring you guys along with me as I learn new techniques and as I try new things out with my new style. So let me talk you through my cut a little bit. So when I arrived at the salon, I was sat down in the chair and Jolie talked to me. She asked me what I wanted and I just explained that I wanted it a bit shorter because obviously it got really scraggly at the back and the ends. It kind of looked like I had 2 haircuts, so try and insert a picture, but obviously as you saw early on in the video, it went into like a deep V, but then there were bits at the side, so it kind of just looked like there was one really long bit of hair in the middle and then some other bits and the sides. So first she cut the hair dry, just curl by curl, and then she washed my hair, and she actually put a treatment on my hair, one of her intense hydration treatments. It gets right into the cuticles. It's like a steamy mist treatment. I took a picture, but I took it after all the steam went. Before, I felt like I was in a sauna and I had like loads of steam all around me. It's really cool. So after my hair was washed and I had the treatment, Jolie then diffused my hair dry, and then she went back in and cut any bits that I wanted a bit shorter, and she like changed a little bit of the shape. I'm probably one of her most annoying clients. I just feel like I ask so many questions and I'm always like, oh, what about this bit? Can this bit be a bit shorter? Can this bit be a bit shorter? I'm probably really annoying, and I'm really sorry, Jolie. This is my public apology. I don't know what it is. I just feel like, because I know my hair and I'm always looking at my hair, I just think I know which bits I want shorter, and I know which bits don't curl as much even when I'm at home, because obviously your hair is going to sit slightly differently when someone else styles and someone else dries it. So it's always slightly different in the salon to when I get it home. So now that I'm home and I've washed it myself and dried it myself, I can kind of see where everything sits. So yes, this is it. This is my cut. This is the new me. You're going to be seeing this hair in all of my videos going forward as it grows. My hair does grow pretty quickly, to be honest, so I just thought 2020 is the year for taking risks. I mean, what a year this has been. If ever there was a year to have my hair cut drastically shorter than it was, it's this year. I mean, it's not even that short. Like, now it actually fits in the camera lens. That is probably the biggest plus to this haircut. I don't have to like zoom you out to show my hair. It just fits nicely in the camera lens, exactly what I wanted. To be honest, you probably won't even notice any difference. Let me give you a little curl tour. So obviously the front piece is a bit frizzy because I've been faffing about with it loads, and it's day 2 hair. It wasn't this frizzy on wash day. So you can see my front pieces have really bounced up. Even this side, my arsey side, it has bounced up nicely. You can see I've got some much shorter layers in here now. So hopefully they're gonna curl much better. It's a lot more rounded off at the ends as well. So yeah, it's just sitting really nicely. Let me show you the back as well. I think as well, my hair always goes into a little bit of shock after it's had a cut, so it might not, some bits might not be sitting right. That is completely normal. Not everyone's hair does that, but I feel like some days, like yesterday when I washed my hair, it went a bit weird the first time, then I had to refresh it and it turned out okay. So yeah, I think it's just kind of getting used to how my new hair is sitting, and obviously quite a lot has been cut off, so it might take a little while for my curls to find their place, but so far they're sitting all right, I think. So there we go, we have reached the end of another video. I really hope you found this video helpful and that it gave you a little bit more information about curly haircuts, the experience, the process, the whys, the hows, all that jazz. If you did enjoy the video, please feel free to give it a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.